I do too. Good evening, welcome to the Lee County Commission meeting. If you would please stand for the pledge of allegiance, and stand for the invocation by Commissioner Paul.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, thank you for the opportunity to be here today. Please keep your hand on us as we go through our work. Let's be mindful of the events of September 11th, 2001, and the men and women who sacrificed their lives trying to maintain our way of life and paying for our freedoms that we have today. We ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Alice, the news meeting at Fred Woods is here. I don't think anybody can go in there. Citizens signed in to speak. We have two citizens who signed in to speak. The commission has a policy of allowing 3 minutes for any citizen wishes to address the commission. First is Lorraine Lawrence. As long as you got 3 minutes, thank you, ma'am.
They always tell you 40 minutes, 2 minutes, to get long-winded. To the commission again, what I have brought is the petition by the citizen of Lee County, Salem, who uses that road to access that area. And I have approximately 72 names of people who signed and said they would like to see this road completed. And this petition, it becomes a legal document. And I hope that everything can get resolved here in this county. And it can be completed because it was not finished. I don't know the reason why, but whoever started it should have completed the road. And I wouldn't be here today, but someone did not complete the road. I did speak with Mr. Hardy about the pipes, and we marked the area that we want the pipes, but I don't have a timeline from you. You said you didn't know, so not knowing me that it could be 2 months, 2 years. Can we get them?
Given the maintenance we are performing right now with the county, it will probably, for the 2 driveways that we discussed, where you marked it, it will possibly, we should be able to have that done within the next 2 months.
Because I need access to that road now. I can't get across it, and I can't go into my property. I really need access to it now.
I'll see what I can do to process it faster than what we have. But right now, the workload of the department with other work orders is already in place. I will see what we can do to get that done as quickly as possible for us.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it very much. And this is a copy that hopefully that each commissioner will get a copy of the Commissioner Harris. Everybody gets a copy. Thank you very much.
All right, Peter Bird. Mr. Bird, you got to bring up.
Following the presentation last county commission meeting, I asked what action the commission was going to take regarding the 3 issues that I was talking about. And Commissioner Lawrence said that he needed to check out the allegations, that I had made allegations in there. And the presentation had 27 pages of exhibits, and none of the stuff that I said came out of my mouth. It was all out of y'all's mouth or out of documents, state and county documents. And I was wondering if I could get some kind of evaluation of whether or not these are allegations or whether they're truthful, and if they're truthful, what we're going to do about the situation.
Anybody want to address Mr. Bird? No, sir. Thank you.
Okay, in that case, I'm again requesting the bond information for all the commissioners
Mr. Bird,
and
those are available in the commission office. They'll make you a copy. I don't know how many pages we're talking, but it's not many. They'll be glad to make you one commission office.
thank you very much.
All right, Ms. Fitzgerald, Mr. President. Consent agenda contains the minutes of the meeting held August 29th. Also, there were two lists of claims, one that have been paid, one that are awaiting approval for payment, and third, the procurement card transactions for the month of August. Anybody have any questions about the minutes of the claims? In addition, the consent agenda has a term on the Horseshoe Bend Regional Library. This is just the announcement. There is a term of vacant position on Lee County Recreation Board in District 5, Commissioner Harris. And a position coming up for renewal on the Beulah Utilities District, Commissioner Hammond. This is the announcement for your policy, the announce of the day. They'll stay announced for 30 days. A month from now, we'll have the first reading on the agenda. Or send it to any citizen interest forms that come. Any questions about the consent agenda? Motion and second. Any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Old business. Commissioner Ham wanted to add to this agenda the discussion about the buildings on Railroad Avenue. Told him I didn't think anybody would get. That's certainly up to y'all. Your policy is we can add it with unanimous consent. Does anybody have any objection? Commissioner Ham?
Jimmy Wright is here today, and I'd like to call on Jimmy just to touch base with us and kind of tell us where they are right now with what action they're likely to do.
Just to kind of clarify from our last time, the Opelika Community Development Corporation is looking to be the ones that would hold or possess this property. And in turn, we would be leasing it or agreeing with the separate parties to lease the different medical facets there. We've got a group that's looking at primary adult pediatric care, a group that's looking at ophthalmology, and also one at dental care. And so our place again would be not to operate the clinic, it would be more than one to hold the property. And we're also, as 501c3, we also would have the ability to collect or get donations and grants. Case in point, just in the initial conversation we had about this, Casey Government Program takes $5,000 just to show that they was interested in the community. So our place would be holding the property, make sure it's insured and all those things. And then we would serve as a source of funding and things that would help the communities there, hold the cost and do that. So really where we're at today is just, again, we think it's a great piece of property. If you go inside, it's got waiting areas, it's got reception area, reception desk. I mean, it really would work very well and very easy to turn into some medical offices, the offices down the hallway and stuff. It's a great location. That's kind of what attracted us to that. It's easily accessible for everybody out there. And so really the people that we're working with, the different entities out there, are really just waiting to see kind of how this is going to progress forward. Anything you guys can do for us would be great. Again, just we appreciate you guys just even listening and considering for us to do this.
Jimmy, thank you for coming up here on short notice today. I know you've got a house built, and good luck on that.
Thank you.
The when I came in today, the county attorney told me that he would recommend for us to have an opinion from the attorney general on this. We're doing everything exactly right, and so that's kind of where we are right now. And I'm going to ask Stan if he would do that. We will move forward on it.
Sure. That's going to take a resolution from the commission. Commissioner has to that's the point.
But I like, before we get that point, I like to say this too, that especially dealing with Jimmy Wright and what he's proposing. Because I know last time we were here, and my understanding of this is that he's gonna fill in a lots of gap in the community because of medical needs, dental stuff, and if everybody familiar with the nursing, they're doing a good job. And I appreciate Jimmy. I talked to the city, and the library over there, and I talked to some of the city. They support this, and I believe what Commissioner Ham saying, we need to have an attorney general, and we need to be on legal ground. So I don't think nobody I heard is that, and I think it's a good thing.
But I can tell you that from our appreciate Mr. Woods and Observer and OA for sharing it and all of it since the news got out there. Everywhere you go,
Yeah.
I mean, the community is extremely thankful that this is even being considered out there. And people do see this gap. Had good conversations with the AMC and all the people in the physicians and medical community. Everybody sees this out there and is committed to do something. So, you know, we really need to see what we can do from a facility standpoint to be able to move into the funding issues and those kind of things there. So it has been, I mean, everywhere. I mean, church, restaurants, grocery store, you know, a lot of people very thankful that we're trying to do this. So I appreciate you guys.
Jimmy, I need to throw this out there, and I don't want you to think I'm speaking against it, I'm not. But the commission's long-range plans involve building an annex on that corner. And part of the plans involve using some of that space for a period of, I don't know, 2 years. I don't know how much of it you're looking for. I had the impression you needed sooner rather than later.
Well, you know, and again, we'll work in any way. I mean, we're just here, again, just appreciate you guys to consider this. So if it's not all available at that time, certainly we would do whatever to start small or something like that. So not a problem.
That's a decision for them to make.
Right. I've talked with Jimmy about that, and I let him know what Roger's plan was here, and that had to come first. And then,
Well, and we may be able to come with a different plan that won't impede it, but it may involve rent some office space for that 2 years. However y'all want to address that, I don't want you to be surprised by that.
and I think another thing that's gonna really, just really help with the success of what you're trying to do, Jimmy, is having the support of the hospital.
Yeah.
We've made it 15 years at Mercy Medical because of that support. Every month in the hospital, they have been absolutely super in helping us with money that they allow us to use up there for x-rays, et cetera. We wouldn't have been able to continue on that without help. And to know that backing's gonna be there for this clinic also, that's huge.
Yeah, I think the encouraging thing again is that all the entities like EAMC, Mercy, private physician, dentists, has been doing a lot of things in the community. Everybody's interested in it, so, you know, this would be a great spot. But, you know, I think there's a commitment here to try to get something done in our community associated with the person. So I'm just encouraged by all the support that we've got from all the people interested in here. So we do like this building a lot. So,
All right, I got a motion and a second to authorize Mr. Martin to seek the Attorney General's opinion on the.
Can I ask one more question? Remind me again of the clientele. Has this got a geographic boundary to it, or is it?
No, I think if you look at, I can take this example from my own business. And I shared this with some people at a presentation the other day. Yeah, somebody makes $10 an hour. Okay. And it's a job like stocking groceries or bagging groceries or something like that. It's just $10 an hour. So you're talking about making $21,000, $22,000, $23,000 a year. Okay. Our family coverage, and again, I'm just using from our world, our family coverage in Blue Cross Blue Shield this year went to $1,679.
Mm-hmm.
Our single coverage went to $596. So I paid 50% of that for my employees. Well, now it's getting where, you know, even at that level, you know, it's difficult for someone to afford that. And so, but at $21,000, $22,000, $23,000 a year, that is much more than qualified for Medicaid. And so they fall in that gap. These are people that are working hard out there that just are kind of in between this spot here. And I think a lot of, in talking to the medical community, a lot of these people will put off being treated because they don't have the money to do it. And then wind up with something much worse. We probably wind up in the ER or something like that, and that becomes much more costly for everybody. So again, it's those people that in our healthcare folks we're working with refer to as the coverage gap, and that's really where folks are falling in this.
Jimmy, it won't be restricted to city level like that.
No, no, that's one thing, and Commissioner Hamlin and I talked about, And, Mr. Martin also talked about it would not be restricted to block companies.
Mercy Medical actually takes people from out of the county as well. We operated by Mercy Medical.
The biggest thing we see, Mercy does a great job, but biggest thing, another big thing we see is just transportation. Even with offerings that we have, it's still difficult for people to get anywhere like that. So this does put something in Opelika, a little closer to some other people. So,
Well, for the interesting piece of the gap is you have people who have insurance, but their copays are so high, they can't afford the copays, and it just exacerbates the problem.
Well, in the numbers I gave you on our Blue Shield Gold, on the bronze plan, you know, the premium is less, but to your point, the deductible is $5,000.
Right.
So when you get somewhere in that, you know, flu and pneumonia and things like that, you're never gonna get that. I mean, essentially, you're looking at insurance for some kind of catastrophe or something.
What is our concern, Robert, if you think we need an AG's opinion, where we might be going wrong?
Well, that was a recommendation from our county attorney, and I certainly agree with him. There's a lot of moving parts here. Let's just giving county, anything owned by the county away or at a less than market value can be an issue. So let's make sure we're doing it right.
501.
Couldn't find an attorney general's opinion direct on the poll. There was one. Did you get the packet I sent on Thursday? Did y'all get that?
No, I didn't.
The one that was emailed.
Well, I'll tell you what. You want to make a copy of what I gave Robert? Y'all
Absolutely.
have it. Y'all need to think about all the issues, but it's just being safe. I mean, it's. I think they can do it. I mean, I'm not satisfied with it. We can go ahead and do it, but why not ask an attorney general's opinion just to be absolutely sure? And there's not one point. It's a constitutional provision. They'll ask it.
Just because they're a 501c3 does not mean, there has to be some specific authorization in the code that allows the county commission to do. And there's a couple of places where we're actually taking from here to here and putting them together and saying that's the reason why, but you need to make absolute, I mean, it's just one of those things that something like this, we want to make sure, especially considering how they're kind of set up. There's some other issues, really, more on point. You really need to see the pack. There's other things that need to be thought through as far as this is concerned.
Is it mailed or emailed?
It was emailed. I did on Thursday, so y'all had it Thursday. So obviously that's a bad idea. So if you'll give me how you want things mailed, I'll try to do that back in there.
No, I do email, but I don't remember getting
I
it.
don't begin to understand why I did it, but I'm confused more on it too. So,
I thought I missed that.
Yeah, they don't do this.
I'm gonna get everybody to write down. I think everything we have to.
When I think it's all about copies, shall have them tonight, right?
Yeah.
All right, got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion's unanimous. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Runderman, you've got an educational reimbursement on Mrs. Smith?
Yes, sir. Rhea Smith with the EMA, basically has one course that she's requesting for pre-approval on. The course does meet all the prerequisites as far as for meeting all of the requirements. Appointed authority to sign up. This course does meet the requirements for having to do for specific jobs. The recommendation for the commission to pre-approve reimbursement if she manages to pass the class with a B or more.
That would need a motion to approve.
Yes, sir.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Our two motions and 2 seconds. Any other discussion?
This thing's a slam dunk, isn't it?
All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion's unanimous. Mr. Bozeman, another equipment lease on some, what I think are pretty favorable terms, are they not?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, what you have in your packet is a 3-year lease for a vertical baler for the baler that Opelika is not using. It's for 3 years. The cost is free. It's just paperwork to make sure they get their equipment back once we're done with it. And I'd like to authorize to sign that with same as the trailers we got before. This time it's just a baler.
We need a motion.
Yeah.
Move for approval.
Motion and second, other discussion. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Thank you.
While we got you standing up there, can you give us a quick update on spade and neuter? Take just a second. I think we need to hear this.
Yes, I can. I didn't have that information with me. All the contracts are signed by county and by contract holders. The voucher has been made, so I look for the vets to start as soon as possible, maybe as early as tomorrow. I have the original in my office in case anybody would like a copy, so they can go over the terms of it.
Email.
I can. Yes,
Send
sir.
an email.
And this will be the pilot program that we start.
Or is it, vote on?
I thought it was already
Yes,
started.
both are signed. The pilot program says they can start today. And the other agreement is signed so they can start 1 October.
I thought they were already there.
They work. How long did this take? We just hadn't had all the paperwork done.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna leave that alone.
Any questions, Mr. Bowles?
Thank you. Chris, thank you for your hard work on that.
All right, Ms. Swan's making you copies, but she has a request for funds from the contingency fund for the health and benefit affair for the employees. I don't see a date, Roger, you know when that's gonna be? October something?
20th, I think, is the right date.
Didn't find it, bro.
The date is when? Well, one thing I'm gonna say for David is that what a good job they've been doing on this. And whoever's been putting in all the hard work, I think it's Wendy. But, thank y'all for all the hard work you put in on it. It shows when you go over there to the,
But then I'll take that form of a motion.
you got it? I'll say that.
Thank you. Motion and second, any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion's unanimous. I have one report. Today is my mother's 95th birthday.
Tell mom happy birthday.
Yes.
I got one thing. I saw him video if I come in. You just want to make a 3 minute. You were late for citizen communication.
All right.
Be a call and you go ahead.
What's the pleasure of the commission?
Thank you, guys.
Give me just a second. Pleasure of the commission. Anybody have any objection? All right, go ahead, please.
Well, as we all know, a few years ago, you guys approved me and my company to provide rural trash pickup services.
Give me your name, please. I need your name, so I get it in a minute.
Willie Philpott, Philpot.
Thank you.
Yes, and pretty much recently, I've been contacted by Warren Jones, who pretty much is the code enforcement for the dump sites. Pretty much they're stating that I'm dumping illegally because my business has grown, and I also provide commercial pickup services as well. But I have all my receipts stating that I'm dumping at the Opelika transfer station. But I just kind of feel like I'm being harassed in a sense because when he contacted me, it's basically like you're doing it. People seeing you dumping at all kinds of nights and things like that. My business hours are kind of scattered. I don't have a set time. I pretty much provide my customers with excellent services. I haven't had any issues, but I just kind of feel like I'm being harassed in a sense. I was talking to someone today, and they said that a county worker seen me dumping over the weekend. I provide junk removal services as well, so like I said, my hours just scattered around. And I'm just here to tell you guys that I'm not doing anything illegally, but I just want to see if we can get to the bottom of it. And it's kind of frustrating me because I'm trying to run a fair business. I'm trying to do everything the right way. I contacted other people, to see if they can help me out, but I haven't heard anything about that. But I'm just trying to come forward, to you guys to see if you can find something out. It's just kind of frustrating me. I can't, run my business the right way because I'm being contacted by him. He's saying people watching me, and you can't run a business like that. So I'm just wondering.
The commission has some authority with solid waste, but solid waste enforcement is something the commission was assigned to the sheriff's office years ago. We don't have any involvement in the enforcement side of solid waste. Sheriff Jones is in the back. I'm gonna suggest talk to him after the meeting.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, just pretty much, what he told me, he said that he brought something to you guys stating that that I would get fined or something like that. And I'm like, what am I getting fined for? I'm not doing anything wrong. I have all my licenses, I have everything from the health department. I'm just strictly done with the county trash. I just want to get to the bottom of this, man. It's getting frustrating.
I would suggest, again, speaking with the sheriff and, find out specifically the times, the dates, that kind of thing, which I'm assuming that Mr. Jones would have if he was making contact with you. So, Sheriff?
I cannot comment on it. It's an ongoing violation of law investigation at this time.
All right. Take a motion to adjourn into a budget work session.
So move.
All in favor, signify by saying. Thank you very much for being here. If you want to stay and watch the budget get made, you're welcome to. I get the impression some of you here are specifically for that. Glad to have you.